All right, welcome the Global Genius. So one of my students asked me a question, so I want to make a video showing him to answer his question. So one of the things we actually do here is personal mentorship and coaching. So once you have paid for any course, you are entitled to mentorship, you're entitled to coaching. Now, he is asking me, he's asking me how can he arrange his project in Visual Studio Code? How can he arrange his project in Visual Studio Code? Okay, so now this is what I'm going to show you here. Firstly, make sure you have a folder. All right, make sure you have a folder somewhere, either on your desktop or anywhere. So if you look at now, I have this HTML folder here. Okay, all right. So okay, let me just start afresh. Let me just create a folder. All right, let me just create a folder. So I will just create a folder and then I would call it, let me just call it, let me call it, um, I don't know. Already have some of the folders, HTML and those, so, but let me just call it answers. Let me just call it answer. Okay, just name it anything you want to name it. So I'm going to delete this folder anyways. So now, since I have created this folder, what I can do right now is that I can I can right click on it. If I right click on it, definitely I'm using Windows 11. So you might just see open with code or you click on show more options. So click on open with code. Once you open with code, it will open the folder for you in Visual Studio Code. Now, once the folder is opened, all right, look at it. This is the folder answer. Okay, don't mind my naming. Okay, I'm very bad in naming things. So just naming name me the name of your project. So it can be day one, it can be day two, it can be anything. So this is the folder. Now, if I want to create HTML file here, look at these icons here. Look at, if I take my mouse over it, it says new file. This one says new folder. So I can come here and click on, let's say I want to create an index.html. Make sure if you're creating an HTML page, make sure it ends with .html. See, this is called the extension. Every file has an extension. So it is the extension name that the computer uses to know the best application to open it, the best software to open it, and how to open it. So this is HTML page, HTML file. So I have created an HTML file right now, and it is under the folder of answers. Okay. Now, if I also want to create CSS, I can say index.css. So you can see that these are different files. These are different files. Okay. Now, if I also want to create another folder instead of this my answer folder, I can click on this new folder or I can right click. Look at this tab. Look at this panel. Sorry, look at this pan. Okay. Here that I have here. Okay. I just click outside of maybe under this index.html. Right click on it. It will give you in new file, new folder, whatever, whatever. So I can just click on new folder here or I can click on this icon here. Anyone. So if I click on this icon, I can call it images. So I have another folder. I have a folder instead of this folder. If I go back to my if I go back to my desktop now, if I double click on this answer folder, you can see now everything is inside here. And that my student was even asking me, why is it having this Chrome logo? Now the thing why it is having this Chrome logo is because Chrome is my default browser. So if you have Chrome as your default browser, that is the logo you will see. If Microsoft Edge is your default browser, you will see the logo here. If Safari, if Firefox, anything that is your default browser, all right, that is the icon that you see here because HTML files are opened by browsers. So the icon you're going to see here is your default browser. Okay, so you see, this is one way of opening the Visual Studio Code and arranging your folders. All right, this is one way. Okay, so you can now I can close this. Um, I can close it, and then I can also come in here. Like now, I can come and right click. I can just right click on the folder. I can just select the folder and right click on it, or I can open the folder. All right, I can open the folder. Now I'm inside the folder. I can now right click inside this folder, click on show more options and click on open with visuals, open with code, and everything will open here. Do you understand? You get it? So this is it. So this is one way of opening your folder in your Visual Studio Code. Now I can also do another thing. I can also do something else. If I click on my Windows button, my start button, I can do VS Code. Now with Visual Studio Code, if I open Visual Studio Code, all right, right now, it is not open in any folder at all. Okay, it is opening in the previous folder that I opened. But I can just if I come on my desktop now, I'm not selecting any folder. If I come on the desktop now and right click on the desktop and click on show more options and click on open with code, it is going to bring out all the folders I have on my desktop. So which folder did I open here? It is the desktop folder. So all the folders are here. All of my folders are here. You see, I have plenty things here. All right. So I can just come and say, okay, I want to go to um I want to go to answer. I want my Visual Studio Code to point to my answer folder. I can come here and click on I can come here and click on terminal. This is somehow advanced. If you don't understand it, no problem. Just follow the previous one I showed you. I can click on terminal, click on new terminal. Now I can come to my terminal here and I can say CD. CD means change of directory. I can say CD. I can now say answer. If I click on it, you can see now, look at where it is pointing now. Look at my this is somehow advanced. If you don't understand it, no problem. You can see now that it is before it was pointing at desktop. Before it was pointing at desktop. Now it is now pointing at answer. So look at the part name. Before it was open, it opened on desktop. Now it's now pointing at answer. So anything I do here now would be under the answer folder. So maybe let me try something here. I've not tried this thing before, but let me try it here. I can just come and say code dot. Yes, now it has opened in the answer folder. Okay, let me show you what I did now. Okay, now you can see now that in my terminal here, it is now pointing on the answer folder. So if I come and say code dot dot, code space dot, all right, it will open Visual Studio Code for me in a separate, it will open a new Visual Studio Code. I can say code space dot and hit enter. It will now open Visual Studio Code in this folder. Okay, all right. So I don't want to make this video too long, but if you have any question, please reach out to me. Okay, ask any question at all. Once you have paid for any of our courses, you are entitled to personal coaching. Schedule if you want us to do a one-on-one meeting, video call, video Google Meet, schedule it. All you have to do is to tell me and we'll schedule a time for you. Once you have paid for any of our courses, you are entitled to personal coaching and mentorship. Thank you very much, and I'll be waiting for your answer. So if there's any other thing you want me to discuss, if there's anything you want us to discuss, just type it in the comment section. All right. And if you like this video, if you think that this video is helpful, like this video and again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you later.